But I do recognize that I had some errors here in my coverage. That's what I was expecting. That is not what we got. And it prompted me to reach out directly to him, to talk to him, to see, like, why isn't he acknowledging that? Is there a reason? Like, what is going on there? So I did. He made it very clear he was not very happy with my coverage of Stop Killing Games, which is fine. I think that's totally fine. I'm not going to leak DMs or really go in depth on our private conversation, but the point of me reaching out to him was to talk about his refusal to acknowledge that he did, maybe unintentionally, misrepresent Stop Killing Games, and it led to a just shy of 2 hours, like, circular argument that ultimately got us nowhere.
And that's the biggest thing. Why don't you address SKG? I already did on Twitter. I put up a number of posts. I also have videos that I put out 10 months ago. If you don't like those and you want me to say something further, I won't be. I've already put out my messaging, and if you don't enjoy it, that's, whatever.
The amount of arrogance and ignorance one has to perpetuate to this idea, this philosophy that the old information I gave people is still 100% accurate, and I'm not going to respond to any new information because, well, I'm getting trolled. I really don't think Moist Critical realizes just how arrogant and pompous PirateSoftware is being with this whole situation. So let's, further dive into this.
Yeah, you guys can see all the people that are getting banned right now, the ones that are, like, making crazy attacks. Like that guy just said, find a rock and fix the dents in your skull. Clear yourself from the gene pool. Like, these are the types of people, and that account is from 2013. Like, crazy-ass statements. And this is what I was talking about before. Yeah, like, this is what we have been dealing with for the last 24 hours. Hundreds of them. Hundreds, on every platform. So, like, bro, do you think that's a good argument? No, it's not. That's the same shit we've been banning everywhere. It's nuts, man. We're not banning people for just talking about it. We're banning people that say that shit, because it's insane. It's absolutely psychotic behavior, dude. It makes the movement look bad. Yes, it does.
So if we travel back in time to, like, before what we call social media, to message boards and forums, some terms were created during this time period of the internet. One is a troll. I don't think I need to define, and I'm not going to define what a troll is, because you should know what a troll is. In fact, what he read from his clip, the chat that he banned, was objectively and factually can be defined as a troll. And anyone who's been on the internet long enough knows one thing: do not feed the trolls, because it doesn't matter what kind of attention you give them, you are literally only prolonging the amount of time they will continue to interact with you. And let's be honest and let's be real. I'm going to assume that PirateSoftware is old enough to know you do not feed trolls, because they will just continue what they're doing, which to me comes off in kind of a negative aspect for him, because it's either he wants people to continue trolling him, that way he can make the movement look bad, because we all heard him in that same clip. That kind of behavior makes the movement look bad. Now, I don't know about you, that is arrogance, ignorance, pompousness, and just a plain flat out fucking lie, all mixed and rolled into one. Because as we both know, trolls do not define a group of any kind. They do not define a movement of any kind, because anyone that is on the internet, especially if you have an opinion that is considered stupid or a hot take, you better damn well expect you're going to get trolled. It's just the reality of the internet, which is kind of ironic, because he mentions, well, this is the internet. Yeah, these are also trolls. That's what they are. You'll also note that every time he talks about them, he doesn't refer to them for what they actually are, trolls. And why would he? Because that would actually make the movement look positive, because people don't associate trolls with that. They don't associate, oh, that's not the majority of the people then. That's how most people would think. And yet, oh, that makes the movement look bad, as if he's trying to somehow read between the lines, metaphorically say, this is the majority of the people who support this movement. Therefore, my opinion and everything I said 10 months ago is valid because of the actions of the people, rather than associating these people for what they actually are, trolls. And the reality of it is that his own community has his own trolls. What do I mean by this? They will go out and they will troll other people. That's the reality of it. Everyone has trolls that support them and that don't support them. That's also a fact.
_bubonic_plague with 500 bits said this is not a funny one or an informational.
What's up?
Cheer today. It's sad that people are blaming you for everything, from the old thing about WoW, which you couldn't do anything about because the other player did a moronic thing, to now the stop gaming thing. Which I haven't got info on that, but all I hear is blame PirateSoftware. It's bullshit. You are one of the nicest people on Twitch and in a community. The only option I trust is yours, so could you please explain the stop gaming thing?
I actually have 2 tweets out about it and 2 videos that I released 10 months ago, so you can just defer to those. If you use the !SKG command in chat, it will give you the videos. You just watch them for yourself.
I only have a short thing to say about this. It doesn't matter who you like. It doesn't matter what they are. It doesn't matter what their beliefs are. It doesn't matter if you agree with their opinions. You should never hold someone so high on a pedestal that you somehow believe that they can do no wrong, will do no wrong, and are not doing wrong. That is arrogance and ignorance, and you're only setting yourself up for your own failure and disappointment in the future.
What happened to the reviews on Heartbound on Steam? People are angry at me because I don't back the SKG movement, so they're review bombing our game. Right. The internet, right?
The beauty of the internet is we can actually disprove what PirateSoftware just said to that person in the chat box, ladies and gentlemen, because the beauty of it is we can actually go to Steam. Recent reviews is 136. I've already actually taken the time, ladies and gentlemen. I got my little notes here. I've already highlighted and counted stuff. Reviews that are highlighted in red directly mention and or suggest stop killing games. Reviews that are highlighted in tan are reviews that mention stop killing games, but do not directly, the vast majority of the review has nothing to do with stop killing games. They just simply mention it. And then there are 7 green ones. We'll get to those. You'll see an example. It's probably the only one I'll stop so you can actually read a couple of them. Other than that, you're going to have to pause the video if you want to read anything highlighted in red or tan, because, well, we don't want this video too long. In fact, here's our first tan one. Instead of highlighting the whole thing, I mean, he mentions it clearly right there. We scroll down. He also mentions it right here. But the vast majority of this review has nothing to do with stop killing games. There's that. Another red. I mean, this just goes on. Green, here we go. Here's an example. PirateSoftware can eat a schlong. Game is barely decent. Thor is retarded. Again, it could be just spam. It could be a troll. Maybe it's because of World of Warcraft controversy. Maybe it's honestly because his game has been in early access and he hasn't done anything because he's too busy playing Dune. I don't really know. Point being is we're going to count them because it doesn't hurt what I'm trying to prove. Let's continue. More red. Again, I'm going to kind of speed this up. You can either come directly here and read. Again, the proof is in the pudding, ladies and gentlemen. This is just the reality of it. Here's a sorry, I really can't recommend this product due to how the spokesperson is. See, again, maybe because of Stop Killing Games, maybe because of something else. Here's a tan one right here. They're complaining about something completely different, and then they mentioned, basically, I'm not talking about Stop Killing Games. It's kind of what they're doing here, all right? So, there you go. Again, this just kind of goes on. We're talking recent reviews. But take note that a Cursed Farms video was uploaded on the 24th. You'll see that we're actually on June 16th here. And we'll see that the dev's grinding every day for 12 plus hours on Dune. We scroll up. The 23rd, a Cursed Farm uploaded his video on the 24th. Unironically, we scroll down. We only end up with one other mention of Stop Killing Games, which is tan. We got here we go. This big chunky monkey right here of a review. And then we just go all the way down, and everything else is in no relation to Stop Killing Games, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, PirateSoftware, you are objectively and factually lying, dishonest and disingenuous. And let's be real, the reason why he's doing this is because it will make the movement look bad, and he's trying to diverge or shadow over the real problem and the real negative reviews of his game. And I want people that have played his game, maybe positively reviewed his game, to honestly think about that for a second. He's going to cop up the small percentage of negative reviews that relate to Stop Killing Games and say that this is why the vast majority of the negative... No, that's a lie. That's bollocks. Incorrect. I mean, it's beyond clout. It's beyond grifting. The victim mentality is so high right now, so fucking high. That's all I got to show. That's all I got to say about this. I think everything kind of speaks for itself in its own right, its own ways. Fact of the matter is that the only person that's being massively dishonest and disingenuous about this entire situation, objectively and factually, not even based on an opinion, just based on the facts and the observations of what we have seen, is PirateSoftware. Hope you enjoyed this video in some fashion or form. And remember, nerds and gamers, if you're not voicing your thoughts, concerns about the bullshit in entertainment, you just might be a part of the motherfucking problem.